And that being said, welcome to the pre-E3 podcast for 16bitaudit.com. This week we're going to discuss kind of some of the stuff that's already made its way out of the woodwork and pretty much what we're excited for. A couple of big announcements that already happened pre-E3 were Dead Space 3 photos were leaked. We also had the Gears of War Judgment announcement, and there was something else this week. What was it?
There was a Rift expansion as well for anybody that plays Rift.
Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. Very excited for it.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls Dawnguard DLC coming out this summer.
So, that actually looks amazing. Like, I watched that trailer. If you haven't seen it, watch trailers on the site. It is fantastic looking. I mean,
somebody needs to get Skyrim back.
Yeah, I do.
I have it on 360 and PC.
So where do you want to start?
To be honest with you, I'd like to start with the Dead Space 3 screenshots. Big thing I saw when I looked at these is it looks like there's apparently co-op, which is something exciting, although I don't know if it really fits in with Dead Space.
Yeah, see, I don't know. For me, about co-op, I never really care if the co-op fits. If I'm going to play co-op with someone, I don't care if there's two identical characters. I just want to play with my buddy.
That'd be the same thing.
But, like, I don't play Dead Space, but I would probably pick it up and play it if it was co-op. Like,
you don't play Dead Space?
No.
Well, neither have I.
I don't. It's just not my style.
Turn around.
Just not my style. I play a lot of Nazi zombies. That's
Dead Space is phenomenal. If you guys haven't played it, you should. Any good survival horror fan knows that it's probably the last good survival horror franchise that's out now.
Probably since Doom.
That's probably why I don't play it, is because I'm not a huge survival horror.
I'm big into it. I remember back in the days when Resident Evil was actually Resident Evil instead of
stoic camera up at the top.
Yeah, running into walls. Yeah. The other one too, I'm pretty sure we're all excited for, was the Gears of War Judgment announcement.
Yes.
Although I have concerns. I played Bulletstorm. People Can Fly is not my favorite development studio, although Bulletstorm was soundly mechanical. Really, the guys created one of the most annoying video game characters ever, and the story was garbage. So, I mean, what they're going to do with two already loud and boisterous characters from Gears of War is yet to be seen. But it is it's got this cool prequel feel, so it takes them back. I believe it's post-Pendulum Wars, but before the incarceration of Marcus.
I would assume so. The art they released before the actual photo that you have posted up on the site is very misleading because they only showed the top of someone's head and you think it's Marcus.
Yeah.
Instead, it's Baird, and not only that, you also see the Coltrane in cuffs, followed by two COG soldiers, so it's hard to discuss where they're actually going to go with this, how far back they are going, and to me, this is a toss-up because there's really nothing to go on.
It concerns me the fact that it's not. I mean, I know People Can Fly is like Epic's little baby development studio, but I have a bad feeling about it. I do. And a lot of people still have a bad taste in their mouth from the way Gears 3 ended, so. What do you think?
Pretty much everything that's been said. I mean, there is a chance it's been proven that, developers can pick up games, specifically with, Uncharted, Golden Abyss for Vita. I mean, a totally separate company developed that, and it actually was pretty much, it was just like Uncharted.
It's the fat poster.
Your poster is ripping now.
Yeah. Golden Abyss was totally an Uncharted game, even though it wasn't made by Naughty Dog. Like, I think that as long as they stick to what makes Gears great, I think they can do a good job, because they are a competent developer. It's just they need to put less of them in it and more of Gears in it, but still have their personality. It's just going to be tough for them to do, but I think there is a shot that they can do it.
And going back to what you said, the Bulletstorm's story might have been garbage, but the actual gameplay was actually very innovating.
Fun, it was very mechanically, it was a very good game, and it was fun to play. It's just
so many ways to kill just one person and many varieties. Just
I kind of see this parallel similarity here, because it seems like People Can Fly can very easily end up like Obsidian. who
Yeah,
takes
that's true.
a developer's good games and then rehashes them to mediocre conclusions that still get bought by a shit ton of people.
Yeah.
Just
But-
because of the franchise.
Yeah, so you've got Fallout New Vegas, you had Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic 2. This
Which-
is something that they've done.
You know, good games, but not near as good as their
the original
counterparts.
But that being said, it also kind of dupes customers because all they see is, oh, it's Knights of the Old Republic 2. Oh, it's Fallout, it's a sequel. And then they're like, I gotta buy this. And then you're like, why is
Yeah.
this Fallout 3?
Because I was like in love
You
with
too
Fallout
are.
3, still am in love with Fallout 3, and I did not like New Vegas.
You two are drawing
So-
mad heat from the audience over there.
You know Fallout New Vegas? It was a poopy game.
I didn't like it. It wasn't bad. It just was not near as good as.
No, I
in my
didn't.
opinion.
It just felt like a giant frickin' expansion pack,
Yeah.
which is fine because more Fallout's fine. But when you're charging a $60 retail price tag for a game that you know is going to be buggy as hell, anyways, and it really brings nothing new to the table, it's like, okay, so hardcore mode, my bullets weigh stuff, and I have to drink water. Okay, that's really awesome because that's what Fallout needs. No, not so much. It needed, to continue in
It
a
needed
direction.
freedom, in my opinion. Like I wasn't free. I couldn't go anywhere. Like you pop in a game like Skyrim and or Fallout 3, with the exception of downtown in Fallout 3, like you could go anywhere. But in New Vegas, I kept getting blocked by random passages and random mountains in the middle of nowhere.
Or
I'm
the
like,
enemies that are like the
Yeah.
Cazadors, who would just, they're some of the cheapest damn enemies that were ever created, probably. The other
Creepers.
thing that I
creepers.
creepers. Yeah. The other thing, the big one for a lot of us too, is the Dawnguard DLC for Elder Scrolls. This looked wicked, and I
Vampires.
yeah,
Horse combat.
And horse combat.
yeah. And I've heard rumors, we don't know if this is going to actually happen, but the ability for you to actually shout down a dragon and mount it and fly it.
That would be cool.
That would
That
be
would
exceptional.
make me play a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
Skyrim.
I need to get back into that.
Yeah. So a couple of the cool things I noticed in the videos, that like when you turn into a vampire, at least I'm assuming this based on what I saw in the trailer, you're not just a human running around like you normally do who's got vampire capabilities. You turn into a full-fledged winged floating demon.
Yeah, I saw that. It looks awesome. Just like the graphics look incredible for what they're doing.
They
I mean,
do, and I've been on record as saying that I thought Oblivion and even previously Morrowind were far more. I thought they were better games than Skyrim. Don't get me wrong, I think Skyrim's a very good game. I put 120 plus hours into it. There was something about Skyrim that didn't grab me the way that I was grabbed in the other two games. But this DLC has got me about as intrigued as any downloadable content.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I can say I'm honestly waiting for more than this is the Mass Effect 3 ending DLC, so I can get
Yeah.
a bit
Whenever
more
they
closure.
decide to release that.
Well, it's supposed to be this summer, so I mean, it's possible to hit sometime this month, actually.
But I like, specifically DLC wise, I like the way, both Mass Effect and Bethesda does their DLC. Because when they do DLC, they usually do like these big DLCs. And, with Mass Effect, they've just given you a lot of free stuff and then given you the option to pay for this little stuff. Like, both of those are incredible ideas for DLC. And I would rather either have little free things or just massive things that I would pay for instead of like, a $2
Character skin pack.
I mean,
Character
like,
outfits. That
Yeah.
stuff pisses me off.
Yeah, I mean, maybe one pack, sure, but when you get like just a bajillion of them, I mean,
That's like
it just
they charged like 3,000 points. Epic did for that complete
Weapon
weapon
skin?
skins. Yeah, that's garbage.
It's garbage. Okay, so we've touched on some of the stuff that's already come out. Now, right before we close up, I'd like to actually talk to each of you, see what your top three maybe hopeful announcements that you get this week are.